All right, welcome to 6G Agenda. I'm your boy Andrew. I'm here with my man Justin.
Yo.
Hey, we talk about what they want. Welcome back. New listeners, we got plenty. Hey, welcome. Please follow, share, like, give us your love. Check out the description. We have our social media handles, everything down there. You may have to copy and paste. I apologize, but they're pretty simple to remember. 6G Agenda pretty much on everything. And yeah, hopefully you enjoy everything. If you do like it, we'll have some nice upgrades coming up for you guys soon. So be looking out for that. We're excited. We've been we've been enjoying these little series we did. Hopefully you like the little swapcast we did. We got into a little something different, kind of switched it up a little bit. Today I was thinking about continuing that pattern, talk a little blue beam. If you guys maybe are familiar with that. We're gonna tie it in with a few other things. You know, our man Bill Cooper, we got to bring that up soon too. So yeah, before we get into that, welcome. Like I said, uh, I noticed on William Ramsey's episode that he spelled out my last name, and I feel like it's time to address it. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like I was born with this ironic, contradiction, if you will, where I'm obsessed with trying to get down to the bottom of things. And unfortunately, there's a very infamous family that happens to be involved in some of the dirty details of the things I research, but I in no way have any relation to them in short, just so you know. But yeah, apparently, way back when, my dad says that, I got a great grandpa that was George Clinton, who was like Thomas Jefferson's vice president. That's like the closest I get to any of that. So, but anyway,
Wow.
no, I figured, at some point I'd have to address that. I always, anyway, no, it's an alias. So actually it doesn't even matter.
Yeah.
So yeah. So let's get into it, man. Yeah. So if have you guys seen any of the news stories about this 3,000-mile wide UFO coming here, sending out little probes?
Yeah, I've seen stuff on it for sure.
Some bullshit. I'm sure it's some bullshit. Let's just get that out there right
Yeah,
away. Just so you guys know, this isn't that show that's gonna sit here and play that game. That's some bullshit.
like a
But
big
we can
ass
get in.
spear being hurled through space at Earth.
Yeah. I mean, they're likening it to those big like starships from Star Wars, the Imperial like invaders or whatever, like
Yeah,
those big motherfuckers. Anyway, 3,000 miles is pretty big, dude. I don't know if you know how like that's big,
that's big as fuck. Yeah,
like past the point of even comprehension almost. Whenever you're talking about just like a ship, you know.
yeah, that's something that like curls with the fucking Earth.
Yeah, exactly. Dude, thank you. How do you make it? You got to make it on a platform.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
crazy. Good point. Good point, Justin. Always with the good points. Yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. So we're gonna fucking get into Blue Beam. Where should we start? So Serge Monast, he pretty much predicted the future, man. I don't think that necessarily they're gonna do this alien invasion. Wait, leave it. I don't think they're gonna do this alien invasion the way that maybe they thought, but this just reminded me of it, this little whatever. So I just feel like it's fun to play around with this idea. I think it's more likely that they get some voice of God shit, holograms, and they get everybody's, maybe they think they're like God's talking to them or something. But yeah, so, and then that gets them to change their religion. It kind of feeds into this theory. So we'll get into what the theory is so I don't leave you in the dark. But I've been reading this document that I found by Bill Cooper. And everybody that's a fan of the show so far knows that, we don't put all of our eggs into Bill Cooper's basket, but he's got some fire shit. And this is
Hmm.
one of them. It's definitely worth talking about. Majestic 12. So I sent him a piece of this document because it's pretty long. And it happens to be the part where he talks about his theory of the blue beam aspect. Applying Hitler's concept of the big lie, the artificial extraterrestrial threat was nurtured and built into an always present possibility over the next 50 years. So he's talking about how it kind of cuts into it, but he's just talking about how after World War II, there was some mental programming, mind, tactics that they took over here, Operation Paperclip. We know about all that. So we aren't going to dwell on that. But essentially, eventually, a large percentage of the world's population found themselves believing in alien ships, extraterrestrial visitation, alien mutilation of animals, and alien abduction of humans. with absolutely no proof that extraterrestrials exist anywhere in the universe, much less that any have ever visited this planet. Now, I know a lot of people are probably like yelling at me for even reading that because they're like, oh, come on, there's got to be, there really isn't. I mean, I'm sorry, but there is none provable. And when we're living in the world, this age of deception that we always talk about, dude, I'm telling you, you just got to keep your mind open a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people have attached themselves to the ufology movement like it's Scientology, like it's a religion. All right, so the artificial threat is further advanced through the mind control programming of Marxists and communists in Hollywood, radio, television, advertising, publishing houses, and the ufology movement of all, that's what he called it, movement, all of which are in the complete control of the Illuminati and intelligence community, which is kind of what I'm pointing out. Like, they've kind of manufactured a new religion, the intelligence community. And we know that they're related to a lot of these new age things, the intelligence community,
Yeah.
Illuminati, all that. So I just think that once again, we got to keep our minds open here. And unfortunately, people like Bill Cooper aren't living anymore. So it's our job to do this shit. Fear is instilled through the incidental use of terror inspired by the cattle and animal mutilation, by products of the government's secret low level radiation monitoring, and the so called alien abduction scenario, which is induced by the state of the art and extremely sophisticated mind control operations. So, in other words, a lot of these people are being abducted by the government, dude, and they're being
Yeah.
fucked with, and they think that they're seeing what they're seeing, but they're not. Right.
Right.
So, with the context laid down of what we just talked about there, we're going to kind of break down, if this is legit, or at least what Blue Beam is. If this was legit, let's look at how it is today. And you tell me if they are been put. I feel like we've been pushed very close to this.
Yeah.
If it was believable enough, and right now some shit pulled up, people would totally believe it.
I think so too. I mean, shit, they'd probably have me fooled.
But people are so disillusioned though at this point that I feel like also it wouldn't matter that much.
Yeah.
That's why you need the voice of God shit, like the stuff in your head where they can project voices into your head, like we talked about on other episodes.
Right.
That mixed with holographic, technology.
Yeah.
I think you're there.
I think it's almost like I want to say I'd be fooled because almost I want it to happen because I think it would be cool as shit. But at the same time, scary as shit.
Mhm.
Only cool as shit is just because, like, I don't know, my sci-fi brain is like, yo, aliens? That's dope.
Again, like he said in that document, Hollywood, all these factions that are controlled by the government and the intelligence communities, they've been pushing this in our heads since we were a kid. We've all seen Men in Black, Independence Day. I mean, Signs. You could go
Yeah.
until the day's over with alien movies, right? So I don't know. I mean, even Jimmy Neutron, Invader Zim.
Yeah.
I mean, you had kids from the
No.
time they were children, they were being implanted with this, even all the way back to Looney Tunes. You had The Martian.
And then nowadays you get into the video games, and that's more so where I'm coming from.
Right.
from
The
video
new
games.
age. Yep.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's even more crazy on there because it's like believable.
Aliens are, yeah.
Yeah, because they've established they've talked about this narrative so long that they've like fully established just what it should be, right?
Yeah,
Like
they
how
really
it should be
have.
to be. They have. And it's crazy because we've seen no proof. I mean, none. None
No.
that isn't okay, none that isn't outside of the possibility of being made on Earth, right? Because at the end of the day, when you really squeeze somebody and press somebody that's involved with this shit, like on Joe Rogan, whenever I've seen him squeeze people, every time they say, well, it is possible that they could make this metal on Earth, but it would cost so much money that's just not feasible. And I think in my head, oh, you mean the unlimited black budget? Like that gets unlimited
Yeah.
amounts of money. Shut the fuck up. No way. I mean, that's the type of shit I'm talking about. When you really press them because they want to keep their reputation, they admit it's possible you could do it here.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, man. They haven't proven shit.
That's the safe way of saying, I'm done here. I don't want to
Yes.
talk about this anymore.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And I'm sure, any listeners coming over here from Outside Minds podcast, I'm sure that I don't know how they feel about aliens, you know what I mean? But they like the new age stuff. And I do too a little bit. There might be something to it, but we kind of decipher the fact that the New Age shit is really Luciferian philosophy that is trying to capture people. And so, just a heads up, if you get confused, it's like that's where we're coming from. So, yeah. So, Blue Beam, Serge Monast. He came out 90s. He was a Russian scientist, I believe, right? Oh, no. He was a journalist and a conspiracy theorist, they call
And
him.
it says he was Canadian.
Oh, okay. Canadian. Oh, I thought that he was. Oh, maybe I'm thinking of this other. Okay, whatever. Either way.
French Canadian.
Hell yeah, French. So he pretty much laid out this concept that there was going to be an alien invasion that was staged to bring in the New World Order. And not only that, he said to bring in the New Age Antichrist through staged alien invasion. And so I think that like the disclosure mixed with the New Age situation going on right now, I mean, I could kind of see that getting there, and our technology's getting there. And then you have this Project Stargate that Trump kind of announces. And who started Space Force again after it was dismantled? Trump in 2016, 2017 or whatever. So I just think that it's kind of odd, right? There's clearly some fuckery. And I think that, again, this is a spiritual thing. This isn't like a physical alien. So we have to look through this of the lens of they're selling us this idea of, they will sell us this idea of aliens or a more intellected whatever. So that way we will take what they give us in reaction to that. So what are they trying to give us in reaction? That's what I worry about. And so, yeah, he kind of lays out that they want to have a single consciousness, singularity, kind of like the Matrix, an overmind, a digital dark version of enlightenment, essentially, is what they're going to sell us, like enlightenment, right? You could be smart, you'll be ahead of, any human ever, whatever.
Yeah.
And the way that they'll sell us, that it may not even be fully aliens. It might be just to get the people that are religious or a little bit whatever. I think that there's going to be some kind of stage thing to dismantle religion, which could be like we talked about the voice of God and everything else.
Right.
And then what they do is they dismantle religion and society and the normal way of how we do things. And they could do this without even doing that. They may do it World War III or whatever, right? So all these things lead us to that New World Order that they're trying to get to. But oddly enough, what they say that he says that they're going to do is terrify the public to enact a draconian law enforcement, which they've done, like 9/11, TSA. Keep data records, which they're doing, Palantir, so that you can fully predict what somebody's going to do. So that way you can also fully control them. And then if you have digital currency, you can control any uprising, because if you control somebody's money, you control everything they do. Hey, real quick, don't go. We want to tell you about our first sponsor. We're pretty excited about them. It's Dubby. It's an energy powder or energy drink that you make yourself. It comes out to like $1. I mean, me and my boy Justin know how expensive Red Bulls are. I'm still buying them.
Yeah.
They're fucking pricey.
Every
About
morning.
$5 a day, dude. I mean, I know you're drinking them because we used to work together and my boy would be drinking them all day.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, this is a good way to, this is going to help your pocket, man. I'm telling you. So, about $1 a day, you pour this little powder in there, you put it into your water or preferred beverage, probably water. It'd be weird if you put it in a Sprite. 150 milligrams per serving. So you can even cut that in half if you're used to a little less. It's made with coffee, fruit extract. No maltodextrin, artificial dyes, or sugars. I mean, this shit is pretty healthy. Go use our promo code 10% off. 6G Agenda, all caps. And yeah, if you're feeling like shit right now, go get that shit because it's gonna make you feel right. You cut that shit in half, turn it into a 2-month supply, $30 for 2 months. Fuck that $30 a month shit. I'm helping you with a hack. You're welcome. W is a clean energy drink that is made to give you no crash, jitters, or angst like other energy drinks. Let's go. Boom. But yeah, so the 5G technology, Internet of Things, Internet of Bodies that we've talked about, I'm giving an overview of kind of the purpose of bringing this in, and then we'll get into Blue Beam more. But the 5G technology, the wearables, the Internet of Things, Internet of Bodies, like that's all the stuff that'll feed into this system that they're going to give us through becoming a one world government, religion, everything else. And so part of this is the alien aspect, and you control the health, the vitamins, the food they get. I mean, it's pretty nuts. And then he also mentioned that they're going to redefine history with archaeological finds and hoax discoveries. So, like black goo, for instance, maybe the black
Mm.
goo we talked about was a hoax discovery that just leads us to believe in this idea that there's some sentient, gooey life that could be out that we could program. That could be real.
Yeah, I guess could you technically tie that to all the stuff they're finding in Egypt?
Exactly. Well, yep. And then that's why whenever you look at how Aleister Crowley, he calls it the age of Horus, they want to bring in a new man, an evolved man. But this evolved man, like, okay, think about this. You know how people talk about how they trance, like they through a trance, they'll talk to aliens and they'll
Yeah.
like all that shit. And like how they're this uh psychonaut kind of aspect of it.
Mm-hmm.
I think that that is part of the new age thing, which we know that, right? Where like, oh, you can become a special, starseed, enlightened, and then you can do all these things that other people can't do. I don't think any of that's real, but I think that they're trying to sell you the idea that it is real so that way they can give you this version of it and you really will be able to do it. You see what I'm going?
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? Like that's the fucked up weird inversion that they've been playing this whole game, this whole time. And I think I honestly, I really think that's what's going on. Like the same thing with like how I talk about they believe that we live in a matrix, so that's why they're going to create the matrix. But their belief in us being in the matrix is going to be like their answer to it is going to be putting us into it. And
Yeah.
so that's kind of the same thing with this. Oh, you can remote view and do all these different things. Nobody's experienced it that I know that I can really trust. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And
When
yeah, go ahead,
yeah,
please.
yeah, when I hear the stories about the remote viewing, I always take that with a grain of salt because are you fucking kidding me?
Well, exactly.
Like,
Exactly. I mean, like so this movie, Space Odyssey, there's like a couple movies later that came out, and one of them there was essentially like a evolution of this mankind into like this higher whatever through this monolith, right? And the monolith represents technology, essentially,
mm,
intellect, Luciferian principles, the black stone, which is pretty nuts because I think that that is this technology whenever you look at it in real life, whenever, what they want to do and plug people into it. So anyway, yeah. That's just what I think that the point of Bluebeam is. And Serge Monast does a pretty good job of breaking down uh, what he thought. So I'm going to get into that. But yeah, dude, that was just kind of from my studies, the little pattern recognition that I see. And I'm like, dude, that's going to happen.
yeah, definitely is happening.
Hell yeah, dude. I mean, yeah, dude, after 9/11, you get like everything that's been created technologically has been for control. It hasn't been for convenience. And even the things that are for convenience, whenever you accept their user agreement, you're accepting the control and the surveillance that comes with it. And so your phone is running ads for you on your TV based off what you watch on your phone. Like
Yeah.
everything's talking to each other. That's the Internet of Things. And then when you're plugged into it directly, like fully, like an Ethernet cable, like wired in,
Mm-hmm.
it's over, dude. Because the voice of God technology is already there where they could project words into your head without being plugged in. So imagine when you are,
Yeah.
right?
I mean, you always play that game where you talk about something and then an hour later an ad for it shows up on your phone.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Exactly.
that shit's for real.
Well, you remember like the Tupac and the Michael Jackson, the holograms that they ran and they looked real as fuck.
Yeah.
That's the type of shit that Serge Monast was talking about in the 90s that they're going to
Mm.
do. He said that there's going to be holographic sky projections. The concept is that there's advanced holograms and laser projections that would simulate religious figures, right? And remember the Zeus laser we talked about?
Yeah.
Dude, I keep seeing more shit about it. Like they've been really running that shit. And we're gonna do an episode. You guys should comment if you want to hear about this. We're gonna do an episode on there's people that have been like doing DMT, looking into lasers and like doing something else, and they're seeing like letters or like Enochian magic sigils is what I would
Mm-hmm.
call it. Like we talk about like the sigils and dude, I wonder what they're tapping into. I really want to look into that some more. So you guys let me know if you want to hear about that. I got a few other topics I've been working on, but
Yeah, it's
yeah.
almost like when Sam Witwicky was seeing the ancient language of the primes when he got touched by the Allspark.
dude, that's exactly what it is. And then you got the Tesseract, the cube within the cube, which is
Yeah.
the same thing that was on Trump's door, which is the same shit that goes into Saturn. And then they call Trump the chaos candidate, and Saturn is chaos, and yada yada. We could go on forever. It is here, dude. I'm telling you. People that know they're listening know. So anyway, yeah. So the goal is going to be to trigger a psychological event, making people believe that a divine event is occurring, pushing humanity towards a single unified religion. So essentially, these voices will come in their head. It could be Krishna, Muhammad, Jesus, depending on where you are, right? And it'll be like, hey, we're all the same. It's all one thing. We're all
Yeah.
one, right? And that's the whole new age thing, right? That's what they're trying to, that's the whole fucking thing. It's one consciousness. It's all it is. And I'm telling you, it's to the point now where sometimes I even believe it, even though I know all this shit. Sometimes I'm like, maybe we are. Like it's that convincing though. Like, I mean, if you're being real with yourself, like it is that convincing.
Yeah.
Okay. Synthetic voice of God technology. He talked about this back then. The method was alleged to use VLF or ELF technology, electro like frequencies or radio waves, voiced skull technology. And the effects would be that people would be hearing divine voices directly in their heads, convincing them that they are perceiving personal messages from their God.
Yeah. Haven't we talked about something similar to this before, like on here before?
We talked about the voice of God, how they were
Yeah.
proving that technology out with Nazi Germany, which does tie into this new age UFO religion, because Nazi Germany had a new age movement, kind of like ours today.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't know, like we know that the Nazis practiced the occult. We've talked about that. And we know that the mind control experiments and all that shit started. The bell was created there. A lot of this UFO technology, I believe, came from Nazi Germany over to here. We created NASA to then perfect it under the guise of going to space. And then if we can go to space, or at least convince people we went to space, then they'll believe people can come here from space, which means that if we did stage an alien invasion, they would believe it. Dude, that's crazy. So also the fact that we talk about like them not going to the moon, or if they did, it was with different technology. It wasn't with what they said.
Yeah.
That holds up, bro. And it holds up in this regard of like the breakaway civilization, breakaway technology that they have. If you guys haven't heard our episode, go back and listen to that one. It's our best one, I'm telling you. But the breakaway civilization technology that they have, that they're I think we're seeing it now. I think
Yeah.
that's what we're seeing. And there was rumors of it back in the day, like the tinfoil tooth. Remember, where like they would put the tinfoil hat thing came from the
Yep.
radio frequencies from people's teeth.
Right.
That's the voice of God technology in its like start, or maybe right before perfection. And then you got to remember, Bill Cooper said this, and I almost didn't believe it, but now I kind of do. He said that they are always 100 years ahead in technology, not 20, 100 years.
100.
And if you think about the voice to God technology, we know that that's real now. And 100 years ago, we heard about that as a rumor.
I mean, yeah,
Checks out, bro.
kind of does.
Fucking checks out, dude. To 10 years, pretty much 10 years to the T. Checks out.
But yeah, I mean, not really talking about the supposed Star Destroyer hurling towards Earth, but they probably have Star Destroyers, or at least like starships.
Oh yeah. No, I mean they got. Well, I don't know, man, because I wonder about the space thing. How much of that is a lie? Whenever you know that NASA is such, they lie. They fucking make the pictures. They auto generate the pictures. None of the photos have been undoctored.
Yeah.
A lot of photos have been proven to be fake. When you know that, then you start to wonder. All we've done is look here from here through a telescope out there,
Mm-hmm.
and everything we know about life is that you can look at my skin right now, right? But if you like take a microscope to my skin, you'll see something totally different, right?
Yeah.
So we're getting like this point of view that we can't fully understand. It's like an ant taking a fucking it's like an ant sitting there doing the same thing to us, and it's
Mhm.
like it thinks it understands the universe from doing that, and that doesn't work, man. I'm telling you, dude, it doesn't work. That's
Yeah.
not what's going. So I wonder what's really going on. You know what I mean? So anyway, just that's my rant with that. But he said that there's gonna be fake archaeological discoveries, and I believe that we're seeing that right now, like with that what Miles there's like under the pyramid, they found like huge pillars that with like, is that
Right.
real? They haven't even proven if that was a real LiDAR. They
And
just
that's
say it.
like when it came out, yeah, they were just like, "Hey, this is it now. This is the thing now." I haven't heard anything about that since.
Nope. And it becomes mainstream news right away, which makes me think that he's right. Like this new, like them finding new ancient scrolls or alien artifacts probably will happen because they're just doing this. Like they're
Yeah.
just saying that this is real or that's real. But yeah, I think that they want to discredit religious beliefs. And the way you do that is you say that we live in a vast, vast solar system
Mm-hmm.
within multiple solar systems. So vast that it's like little tiny bubbles. And like and then that's just our universe, is one little bubble. And then there's more bubble. And it's like, dude, I get what they're doing because I really think that that's how you kill the idea of God. You kill evolution, or you kill the idea of God with evolution as well. They've done their best to prove that, and that hasn't been proven. Like, I'm not saying that like the Bible just told the truth to a T, but I'm like, dude, you guys are trying so hard. You're making me wonder. Like, if you
Mm-hmm.
weren't trying so hard to discredit it, I would maybe not be so weird about it. Like, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, there's going to be a in his mind, Serge Monast, a simulated alien invasion or second coming using high energy plasma drones or space based laser projection, which we see the practice of that right now with the Zeus laser and the New Jersey drones. I believe
Yeah.
that the Phoenix lights, pardon me, could have been the same thing, drones. And that was before anybody even thought about drones. Like, you know what I mean? Like 2008, they threw some drones up there with some spotlights and they're like, oh my God, you
Yeah.
know, dude,
Yeah.
real shit. I think that might have been part of it. So yeah, dude, they just want to unite humanity under a world government to face a common threat. And if you remember, this reminds me, Reagan. You remember the Reagan quote?
Yeah.
Even
Potentially.
dude, Justin even knows it. Come on. All right, come on. Remember? It is okay, I can't remember. Look it up. It's like, wouldn't we all come together? Or wouldn't it be nice? Or like, what do you think would happen if an alien invasion? Look up alien invasion quote, but something like that. Pause, listeners. I apologize very much, because I don't want to butcher a ex Bohemian Grove attendee president's quote. Perhaps we need some outside universal threat to make us recognize the common bond. I occasionally think how quickly our differences worldwide would vanish if we were facing an alien invasion or threat from an outside world. So he wasn't the guy who came up with this. Actually, this was a quote. This was an exact quote from a old Japanese like philosopher or some weird shit like that. Uh, somebody I heard that from somebody today. I haven't verified, so maybe you can
Mm-hmm.
verify that on your own. I am going to throw that out there.
I remember. So like the laser, like orbital laser thing is like directly from Halo, like the Covenant glassing planets and shit, and like plasma based combat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
That's
because
all
they're
Halo.
predictively programming people that play games. That's what they do.
Back to the
Speaking of
video games
games,
I said at the beginning.
well, no, thinking of games, you know what I mean? They're making people. I heard like they got to get a verification for their ID, to play the new GTA.
I didn't hear about that.
Yeah, not only that, but I heard that biometric identification is mandatory in Brazil. I'm throwing a lot at you,
I
but
did I did see something about that.
you have to use, I'm sorry, I'm going to do another. You have to do biometric to use social media now in Europe.
I also saw that.
We are headed to a weird place, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you right now, this is getting weird. So, proof of identity, Brazilians illegally required to carry identification, yada yada. Okay. Well, where's the one about? No, no, no. The Brazil was the one about, what was it? It was you got to type in not mandatory, digital or biometric. Because the biometric shit is the weird one. In Brazil, biometric identification is becoming increasingly mandatory, particularly for accessing social benefits and social security loans. So look at that. You got to pay for social security your whole life while you work. And then whenever you want your benefits, you know what? You got to you want your benefits from the government, even though it's my money that I put in there. Guess what? You got to use this biometric identification. Dude, guess
And
what, bro?
stadium access, yeah.
Stadium access. So it looks like me and you are not going to be able to get our social security whenever we get older. And it looks like I won't be seeing a baseball game anytime soon. It's fucked up, man. That's crazy.
Although, are baseball games really seating 20,000 people right now?
I'm not sure. You know what? I heard that they're on the down. Well, they're on the down. What
Yeah.
would you call that? Down spout.
But I bet you in America, it's probably going to be like any building that houses more than fucking 10 people, you need biometric scanned.
I'm telling you, bro, it's coming. They're already doing like cashless at a lot of stadiums.
Yeah.
So that's just the next thing and the next thing and the next thing, you know? Next thing you know, you got to fucking look at a thing with your eyeball, like we talked about with the orb, you know? Biometric for social media. Yeah. Yeah. That's good. That's good. That's good. No, I think you're good. Europe is making significant strides towards a streamlined and secure digital identity system with biometrics playing a key role. I mean, dude, it is coming, guys. It is. They may not even stage an alien invasion to start this fucking one world, new world order. Like they are just trying to roll it out, skip the middleman, fuck the bullshit. We're just gonna do it. That seems like what they're really going for right now. In the EU, digital identity wallet, expected to be widely available in 2026, will enable users to verify their identity online in various services. Enable users. I thought they were going to force people. That doesn't really say they're going to force people. Because I saw that they were going to they were trying to arrest somebody like a politician that didn't use their social, they didn't use it.
Yeah. It says Meta, like Facebook, Instagram, is using facial recognition in the EU, UK, and South Korea, but it's to combat fake ads that use celebrity images.
Yeah, well, guess what? They
Yeah.
did a handshake deal with Sam Altman recently for the orb, and I think it has nothing to do with that. And they're saying that because that's what Sam Altman's excuse is.
Yeah.
Samuel, as in Saturn, alt man to alter man. Samiel is gonna alter man.
All right,
Oh
bro.
wow, that's pretty fucking crazy, dude. Dude, I know some of my listeners like that shit, bro. That's why I got to put it out there sometimes because I know I'm not the only one. I know I'm not the only one that gets it. You know what I mean? Like that's part of it, bro. This
Sometimes
motherfucker, like
you gotta read the line and then read in between the
in
lines and
between
then
it.
read in between those lines.
And then you got to turn around and look over there because there's always something else. But yeah, dude, underlying purpose of this, according to the conspiracy theorists, aka Serge Monast, would be to establish a one world religion, new world order, and justify increased surveillance, militarization of space, and control over populations. Which, once again, Trump is doing that without any alien invasions. He's just like, fuck the bullshit. I'll just do it right now. Watch me. He's like that guy that's like, you think I won't?
Yeah,
Watch me.
he
He's like,
really
watch me.
does. He
You think I'm
Trump is
scared?
a tell me I won't kind of guy.
Yeah, and that's what's going on right
Yeah.
now, dude. And they're accelerating accelerationism, the acceptance of transhumanism and advanced technologies. That's what accelerationism is for, guys. We've been talking a lot about accelerationism. We haven't really explained where it goes. Well, it goes to the age of Horus. The age of Horus is the new man.
Yeah.
Here's the thing though, Horus represents the son of Isis, which would be the church of the Freemasons, which means that the only age of Horus that gets to move on are the adepts, the people that go along with this new world's religion. In other words, you have to go along with these Luciferian philosophies that they're going to give us whenever they give us a void in our hearts of other religions. That's the point, is to fill it with the Luciferian philosophy. And so that that's coming, dude. And that's the age of Horus. That's the point of it. The
Yeah.
new man, Superman. That's where the idea of Superman came from.
Well,
So
I
yeah.
thought it was to like inflict like hope in the heart of the American people.
Yeah, maybe. No, yeah, I'm just kidding. Maybe, dude, maybe. But you know, Space Force was created. Let's go through a little bit of symbolic stuff for my favorite fans that like this shit. Hey, dude, Space Force was created on 12/20, 2019. 12/20. That's the day that the sun dies for 4 days in pagan culture, like in pagan religion, right?
Mm.
It dies for 4 days and it's resurrected on the 24th, right? That's why they moved Jesus's time to Christmas, even though it's like worshiping Nimrod. It's pretty crazy, fucked up. But anyways, they did a lot of things on December 24th, like signing our Declaration of Independence, things like that.
Yeah.
So I mean, there's things that were born on the day that the rebirth happened too. So that those both of those dates are very significant, the 20th and the 24th. Anyways, Ancient Aliens comes from Prometheus entertainment. Prometheus, as in the god that fell with the fire of intellect, like Lucifer.
Mm.
Oh, dude. And Ancient Aliens is here to do what? It is to make us think that aliens pretty much came here and helped us build these pyramids because we couldn't have done it ourselves, right? Like this whole idea, you know? And then guess what? If they're hitting us from all angles, it's crazy.
Yeah.
What do you think about that, Justin? Is that fucking nuts?
That's almonds right there, dude.
It's almonds, dude. But yeah, the psychological preparation is like we talked about in full swing. Ancient Aliens. You got Independence Day, like I said earlier. Star Trek. It doesn't matter if you think the aliens are good or bad, as long as you believe in them or believe that there's life out there. That's really all that matters. So Sigmund Freud, Carl Jung, and Edward Bernays spoke about how through symbolism, archetypes, and subliminal messaging, they will manifest this shit into reality by gaining our focus and attention and energy for these rituals, essentially, by influencing the masses and bypassing critical thinking through things like entertainment. That's what they're doing. Edward Bernays, the guy who wrote the book on propaganda, two psychologists. We've talked about them so much. These guys are also involved with the ufology shit. So then I'm like, there you go. There's some of that proof there. So after they filmed Space Odyssey, the movie I talked about earlier, they announced all the technology that came out after the film, almost showing that they were manifesting technology by having people watch the movie about all this shit. And then you manifest technology because of all the people giving their energy to the movie. If that's real, I mean, shit, iPads, circuit boards, phones, all that shit was created after that, right? So who knows, man? Let me just make sure I don't have any more notes right here. Okay. So, yeah. So, apparently, you know, the technology that might be involved with this might be HARP, satellite based laser and hologram systems, AKA Starlink.
Mm.
He's got 12,000 satellites up there. That'd be enough to cover the earth and make sure that everybody sees what you want them to see.
That's exactly what I was gonna say earlier. I was thinking like you maybe think all these Starlink satellites that are being shot up in orbit are actually gonna be hologram projectors, and
It could be
they're up there like eventually.
encapsulate the whole earth.
Yeah, it's gonna be one big, game.
Yeah. Yeah, they also talk about psychotronic weapons, which actually let's get into the psychotronic weapons because I talked about this lieutenant colonel. Let me get the fucking name. God, son of a bitch. Lieutenant Colonel Bearden. All right, Bearden. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna figure out. Okay. I found my notes. Okay, and he's pulling it up for you guys. So Lieutenant Colonel Bearden, he pretty much talked about psychotronics a lot. He was known for advocating theories about scalar electromagnetics, free energy, and psychotronic weaponry. But we're gonna focus mostly on the psychotronic weaponry. So the definition of that is tools to influence the human mind and nervous system using electromagnetic fields, sound frequencies, and direct energy. So direct energy weapons, all that shit. That all came from not him, but like, well, it did come from him, but people that learned from him as well. So yeah, the purpose was to induce emotional states, fear and compliance, and cause illness or confusion and influence thought patterns remotely. So he repeatedly claimed that the Soviet Union had advanced psychotronic weapons decades ahead of US capabilities. And he alleged, check this out, he alleged that mind war programs were going on. And it's funny because he called them mind war programs and he was in the US military. And I bet you he knew Aquino if he was into fucking with the mind. And I want to know if he's got relations with Aquino, dude. I guarantee it. But anyway, so yeah, he talked a lot about Tesla style free energy devices, weather control as a weapon, and psychological warfare using direct energy. So this guy is like all the stuff we use today that we talk about in the military. He was a big dude that kind of was the forefront of it. Yeah, let's see if he's got any relations with Aquino. I'm pretty sure. I wonder if he was in the Temple of Set. I bet he was. Oh, I bet he was. I'm trying to look it up live right here. No confirmed documentation regarding the relationship.
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything on there.
They do intersect, though, very heavily. Aquino promoted psychological operations as warfare. Bearden focused on technological methods of mind influence. And there's occult and unconventional warfare. Aquino's occult involvement made his name a magnet for theories about ritualistic, esoteric aspects of psychological operations, which we've been heavily into. And Bearden, he's sometimes been linked to esoteric sciences or hidden physics. So I do think that there might be a little overlap. But these guys are trying to change our perception, is pretty much what we're talking about, right? Which is pretty much what we're doing. So Cooper also discuss Bill Cooper. He discusses top secret programs after 1947, and he claims that they were tasked with reverse engineering. He said alien craft then, but I'm pretty sure that he would even think that it wasn't alien craft because he started saying that he didn't think that it was alien craft later. So I bet you he probably thinks more along the lines. I mean, he's dead now, so he doesn't think anything, but I bet you he probably would think more along the lines of these guys are using black magic. Like they're tapping into some shit like Jack Parsons. He talked about how Jack Parsons was a part of the Golden Dawn. So this was well known back in the 90s.
Yeah.
But yeah, he did say that this alien invasion event would portray aliens as either a threat or saviors, forcing global military unification. And yeah, that's definitely the point of it. You know what I mean? But yeah, some people have died. You know, Serge Monast, he died a year after he talked about this. Another blue beam guy died pretty short after he talked about it. So not many people have been able to really talk about it, at least back then. I think we could talk about it now because they don't plan on doing this anymore, at least not in this exact way.
Yeah, you think it's on the back burner or something?
I think the alien aspect, yeah, like there's fucking with us and always keeping us confused.
Yeah.
Because it serves the purpose of just keeping that constant state of,
Yeah, that's true.
like,
It does seem like every now and again it'll be kind of the waters will kind of cool, and then
yep,
something will come out in the news. Oh, a UFO sighting here, and then there's a resurgence of, oh, there's fucking aliens, just
yeah,
so they can be like, let's keep that an option.
no,
Let's keep
exactly. I
that
do
out
think that
there.
is part of the option. At the end of the day, whatever way they can serve you the Luciferian agenda, they'll take it. You know what I mean? It doesn't matter as long as at the end
Yeah.
of the day we're involved in a one world, new world, controlled through all the things we talk about.
Mm.
And yeah, as long as a part of that is also this Luciferian philosophy, because they all seem to follow it very, very heavily.
Yeah.
Very heavily.
They're keeping all of these doors open.
Yeah. Dude, we talked about Fort Bragg in our first episode, and we talked about the OKC bomber and what it was, and very brief. if anybody wants to hear a good breakdown, this is another suggested episode. I also want to do a breakdown of the cult of the Black Cube. I also have some castles like in France and abroad that are all connected to apparently like human torture and all kinds of crazy shit to do maybe one more Jesper episode. Uh, one or two of these might be a bonus episode on our new premium feed. Yes, we're gonna have one of those soon. So we got shit brewing. So you tell me out of those what you think we could do first, because I mean 9/11 breakdown. We got a little. I'm talking about symbolic, but I want to give that one a really good breakdown. So that'd probably be on the premium feed, like really get after it.
Yeah.
But anyway, so yeah, we got some shit brewing. I'm excited. Let's see here. I think we're good on the blue beam. I'm trying to remember. Oh yeah, the Manhattan, crazy Blackstone, whatever shit. We could also get into that. That was the other one I mentioned last episode. I was trying to remember.
Yeah.
But yeah, fuck. What's been good with you, Justin? You find anything good?
So this Thomas E. Bearden guy.
He fucked around with the fuck arounds, dude.
He fucked around. He's got yeah, beard entitled Star Wars Now. It's a paper by him.
Yeah.
Something about Project Stargate. Yeah.
Fuck him. Stargate.
Pretty much a very good.
It's reborn.
Pretty much a summary of what
Yeah,
you were
almost.
saying.
Exactly, dude. Exactly, dude. I didn't even read his shit. I just
No.
know. And he's the one who's trying to make this shit happen, bro. He's talking about Stargate. This guy
Yeah.
was just supposed to be making shit dude, I'm telling you, it all connects, man. And that's why Jacques Vallée, he's talking about how this is a consciousness thing. It's not a physical entity thing. And that's what I've been saying, dude. And that's a guy who he's been involved with UFOs for 50 years. I mean, if anybody knows about it, it's him. And I think it's because he is in the Golden Dawn as well, or a part of this group, because Bill Cooper called it out, and I believe him, because he called out this photo where he's like this, and he's got like, well, it's really dark everywhere. So everywhere's dark, and he just had like upside down triangle over his eye.
Yeah.
And that's supposed to be some, I believe it, man. That guy's involved. So I almost forgot, I almost forgot the best part for you guys. I hope, you know what? I know the best one stayed, and that's who matters right now, right? The best one stayed, and that's who matters. Oh, and we also got to do some shout outs in the comments. There was a lot, so we'll do it at the end this time. Okay. Maitreya, Lord Maitreya, Mithras, right? Okay, being reborn as the new Antichrist was something that was predicted by Helena Blavatsky. Okay, this is like a theosophical, the last age of man is going to be ran by this new kind of age Antichrist, Maitreya. Okay, when you look at Mithras and the Mithraic cults, you'll find certain symbology. Okay, one of them being the red cap, another one being the golden statue, because he's a golden god, right? The golden man, the orange man. And you also have the red caps, the MAGA caps. I think Trump's supposed to represent Maitreya, dude, 100%.
Yeah.
And just to back that up a little bit, bringing in the new golden age, I just want to apologize, everybody. There may be once or twice in this video, I'm just going to say it now, that maybe doesn't get cut perfectly because I have children that won't be quiet. We're going to get a studio. You guys hit our Venmo down in the description. You guys hop on that premium feed when it comes out. We'll get such a fire studio. You guys will come and hang out with us. Okay, let's go. All right. Back to New Age Mithraism. Okay. Lord Maitreya, the master of wisdom and the final teacher in Helena Blavatsky's writing. But once again, I believe that she was into this shit. Okay. So red cap, golden god, Trump, all kinds of sounds familiar. She talks about in the final ages that the destruction of traditional systems, distrust in all media and all things must be inverted and essentially happen. And I think that's where we're gonna head, dude. And we already see that now. Now think about this from this perspective. You've got the Russiagate stuff going on, where they're gonna depose Obama and checking all that shit. You have actually the deposings going on with the Clintons and Comey. and Barr, all these people super deep related to the Epstein shit that are now being deposed. So that just happened today. So I believe that what they're going to do is show everybody, like, look, Obama's dirty. Trump's dirty. The Clintons, yeah, you knew it. They're dirty.
Yeah.
Fucking everybody's dirty. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're going to let everybody know, like we talked about before, you and I and everybody else. They have to let us know how bad we've been duped to make people be like, oh my God, this is so terrible, to the point where we're willing to go so radical that we'll go for some third party, we'll go for whatever. And guess what it's going to be? It's going to be everything we've been talking about this whole episode. But this might be Blue Beam. Blue Beam could be the Epstein tapes and Russiagate and all the different scandals of Trump's presidency could lead to the radicalization of America to the point where that is the Blue Beam. That mixed with the hatred of Israel and Jews and everything else being reformed again across the globe. I'm sure that's going to play a role in everything too when we have a Nazi 2.0. Because once again, don't forget, all this shit we've been talking about this whole episode was born with the Nazis. We see a Roman salute from Elon whenever they get in there because, again, it's coming again. I'm telling you. Just watch. Nazi, we're going to see it again, dude. But I just wonder.
I don't mean to be biased, but we have been right about a few things.
I think we've been right about a few things. Dude, I think, and not only that, they're going to let Ghislaine Maxwell out of prison, bro.
Yeah.
I'm predicting this. They didn't say anything about doing this. I'm saying this because
putting it out there now.
They put her in a minimum security prison. She's now appealing her trial. They say that apparently Epstein made a deal that he could never be tried in Florida, but they tried her in New York, but they're trying to make that clause work. Well, she's also spilling the beans right now, I think, on a lot of people. Yeah. And I think she's not going to spill the beans on Trump. I think she's going to spill the beans on everybody else. And then, you know, the Trump shit, that's just radicalizing people all on its own. I mean, he may come out in it, but it's not going to matter because the guy's such a dog. Everybody that follows him knows he's a dog.
Yeah.
So it coming out that he did dog shit with Epstein isn't going to change their minds. I think that that's going to be something else, even worse than the Epstein files that we can't even think of right now that's going to come. Fuck, maybe they'll kill him, dude. That would do it. That'd sure fucking do it. If you prove that everybody's involved with this shit except him, and then you kill him, oh, it's over, dude. That is Blue Beam, bro. Like that's all it takes. I mean, that mixed with like, you know, a world war of some sort, because they would say it was the Jews. So everybody goes against all the, you know, it would become something like that. I could definitely see that. Like, that's the cusp of where we're headed, in my opinion. I mean, I could be off by a good amount in a lot of directions, but I do. It's the pattern recognition that your boy is seeing, you know?
Yeah.
And so yeah, man, it might not be alien invasion. Maybe it's just some look up Bill Barr's book. Bill Barr's book. BARR. Bill Barr's book. Okay, so Bill Barr is related to a man who's like really close to Epstein, okay? And he wrote a book. Oh, fuck. Space Relations. Go to Space Relations. Space Relations is a book about essentially elite people going out in space to some weird planet and fucking kids and doing all kinds of fucked up shit. Okay. Pedophile shit, like everything that was going on Epstein Island. This guy wrote this book and he was friends with Epstein. Zoom in so I could talk about the plot, because this guy, William Barr, he's getting deposed in the Epstein shit. So I'm just saying, like, they literally talked about it in this book, what they were doing, but just through the idea of like fiction. You know, and then it was space related. Why is it space related? That's kind of what I was getting at here. The space intergalactic aspect of it seems to come from like the same Mossad intelligence operation that we've been talking about the whole time. Anyways, just saying, we might be getting too close to the truth, Justin. In the future, humans have formed an intergalactic empire ruled by aristocrats, essentially elites. During a time of war with Pillith, an empire of ant-like being bug people. Okay, get to the part where they were doing fucked up shit to kids. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Planet's treaties clause against alliances with slave-owning societies due to its practices of kidnapping humans to become illegally playthings of the galaxy's super rich. Okay, so they're being very whitewashed on this Wikipedia, dude. Here's one. Ruling over and engaging in sexual relations with those under their dominion, including an enslaved teenager at a clinic used to breed enslaved people. That's Zorro's ranch, dude.
Mm.
Zorro Ranch from Epstein, bro. I mean,
Look at that. What a
I'm
line, dude. This is so fucked.
Craig is depicted as disturbing, undisturbed by Lady Morgan's sadism. When he is ordered to sexually assault the enslaved teenager, he enjoys his participation in the act. And that's the shit that, dude, those guys were hanging out with Epstein. And these, dude, what's up with the space aspect? Like, it all comes from the same place, is what I'm trying to tell you guys, okay? That's all I'm trying to point out. Scientology, Babylonian child sex magic shit all comes from the same place. That's why the aliens are rebranded Babylonian fucking dark shit. That's all this is. And that's what I'm trying to point out. I hope I did a good job with the context and breaking it down.
Mm-hmm. And
Fuck
kind
yeah,
of a
dude.
side note, it's more of it's so unrelated to these topics, but we
You're
did
good.
call something else, dude. I think a couple months ago, it's an early episode.
Go for
I
it.
said we gotta watch out for Pedro Pascal. That motherfucker's weird.
Yeah. I thought
Look
about
at
that
that
recently.
motherfucker,
I thought
dude.
of, dude, he's doing weird shit. What is the
Doing
new thing he
weird
was just
shit.
What's the new thing he was just in? He was in
He was in Fantastic Four.
Oh yeah, that terrible fucking remake of Fantastic Four. And they
I
don't
have
even
yet
have
to
all the
see it.
they don't even have all the normal people in it. It's like different people. Or
Well,
no,
yeah, they
it's the same
recasted
people. They just
everybody, but
yeah.
it's the same characters. But yeah, I mean, I have
What I
yet to
mean
shit
is
on it. I won't shit on it yet. But I will
the
shit on
thing
Pedro
doesn't look right.
Pascal. That motherfucker's weird.
He is weird, dude. The thing just doesn't look right. Is all I was gonna say about that. He just looked a little
He looks more comic
child.
accurate.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Justin hit me with that comic accurate shit. I can't even argue that because they're fucking accurate, dude.
Look at that guy.
That's a fact. It does look more like him. You're right, dude.
Yeah.
Hey, while we're on the topic, we're not anywhere close to this topic. Where is Julian Brown? Where is Julian Brown? Start this channel with me. Where is Julian Brown?
Oh, he was
Who's Julian
found.
Brown? Who is Julian
He's
Brown? Does
back.
anybody know? Oh, good, good, good. Went missing for days before finally returning to social media. He is now has an explanation.
See,
Let's find
I
out
think it
what
might.
happened to Julian Brown.
Motherfucker could be a clone.
Dude, maybe he came back and he's gonna be like, oh, all this shit, it's not even really gas. Dude, I mean,
It's
really,
like, yeah,
though.
this is apple juice.
You see these hackers, they got into my cloud and they were basically able to remotely watch and view my entire phone. I figured out that they were in my phone. I kicked them out and they had no more access to my phone. Okay, so somebody hacked him. And so he went dark for a few days. It's a good thing that people out here care enough that they blew up the fact that this guy may have went missing. So let's keep that up and let's keep
For
paying
real,
attention
though.
to shit like that. That's what's up, dude. Julian Brown's been found.
He's good.
We found Julian Brown. Anyway, fuck yeah.
Hey, he was lost, and then we just found him.
We found him, dude. Hey,
We
you heard
found
it
him.
here first. You heard it here first.
Breaking news.
You heard it here first from Hoodistan Times. What the fuck is Hoodistan?
I don't even. Hindustan?
Oh, okay. Hindustan.
Hindustan.
Anyway.
I don't know.
All right, man. I hope you guys enjoyed. Oh, wait. We've had a lot of really great interaction from Sarah Boston. Yo, right on for all the interaction. You know, I would say not to, you know, I love keep commenting. I love it. It's probably helping a lot. And you had a lot of stuff to say, really good stuff, good input. If you can't find the Orb episode, it's because it's not on YouTube. It is on Spotify and Apple.
Yeah.
And Spreaker if you get on Spreaker. If you're into that. So you can definitely find it. It's going to be audio only, just to let you know. We started all the episodes on YouTube are our video episodes, and it's going to be all of our future ones. But in the beginning, we started audio, and for our OG listeners, they know that. But for a couple YouTube people, they are like, "Where's your other stuff?" So yeah, you got to go to there, and I can't post it without a video, and I'm not going to make an AI video for that. It just doesn't sound right. So go enjoy it there. Other than that, I love your input with a lot of this stuff. Definitely, you know, a couple periods would work, you know, but you got periods. Never mind. I'm just messing with you. We like playing. Anyway, yeah, dude. No, what do you say here? Where'd it go? Oh, yeah. Teal, Vance, all tech moguls, demonic knowledge, and all are eugenicists. What's really funny about that is that's exactly what we talked about in these episodes. So maybe it's not on the YouTube, but I'm pretty sure that we had a eugenics episode where we talked about this. Definitely go check it out. I'm pretty sure we talked about Peter Thiel drinking or not drinking, injecting young human blood into him to make him live longer, stuff like that. So you're right. He's not only a eugenicist, he's also a vampire. So that's pretty fun. That's awesome. And he's preventing the Antichrist. I never knew that the vampire would come and save us from the Antichrist. That's so crazy to me.
Yeah.
I never would have thought that that would be how life would work. It's
Who
just
would've
always
thought,
surprising. Dude, who would have fucking thought? Anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed those thoughts at the end. Hey, keep fucking with us, man. We're going to keep bringing some fire shit. Like I said, hit that description. We got all of our handles. Please like, follow, share, rate, all that good stuff. We need the love. We'll see you next time.